So last night there was some slightly alarming news legally, and it's news that I'm sure Dominic Cummings is crowing over. There was a contract during the height of the COVID period, the height of the COVID crisis, awarded to a company called Public First, which was run by a lady called Rachel Wolfe, and James Frayne and Gabriel Milland, all of whom were friends, all of whom had links in one way or another with Dominic Cummings. So he was friends with three of the major players in this company. And this was a sort of focus group working during COVID to develop slogans and ways to encourage people in the face of this appalling pandemic. Now, Dominic Cummings, that man who makes revenge fashionable again, we can hear him rubbing his hands in imitation of Uriah Heep. And because we know that the original charge was that Gove and his team had not considered other teams at all or focus groups, and they gave the work to somebody who was sort of on the inside, to a team that was known. Now, the case originally found this gift to Rachel Wolfe betrayed a bias, or an apparent bias. But the Court of Appeal has now overruled this, and Dominic Cummings, you can hear him crowing, calls this a total vindication for my decisions on moving super speedy on procurement to save lives. So the Good Law Project, which have brought the case, will now have to go to the Supreme Court. So the issue isn't over. And I think it would be unwise of Dominic Cummings to be crowing just yet. But if we go back to the original ruling, which ruled that Cummings and Co. had done wrong, time constraints. He said then in explanation that time constraints didn't allow him to do what he to put out to tender this particular job, but the judge had said that this did not exonerate him from a failure to demonstrate a fair and impartial process of selection. But you know, that sort of process, that sort of jobs to the buddies, it's not without precedent, as we know from Matt Hancock, but it's also not without legal basis within the framework of the way government jobs are handed out. So I think this is an important case to watch and to see where it eventually falls. And clearly, at the moment, one judge thinks this, one judge thinks that. Well, that's legal opinion, isn't it? We have to go to the Supreme Court a little bit more time and see whether or not this particular job was correctly given to these particular people.